Okay, we're downloading A-Game's formula.
3, 2, 1.
Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hello everyone. How are we doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing well. Please forgive the lighting if it seems a little, I can't really tell. If it seems a little dark, the sun is declining a little bit now. You know, the whole daylight saving thing is about to be nighttime in 20 minutes, y'all. You got a toothache on Donnie? Oh, those are never fun. Ever. How you doing, y'all? How is everybody? Everybody's doing good. Because we're going to talk about some things today. We're going to talk about some things that we need to talk about. And you know, I'm not one for celebrity news. I'm not one for, you know, just talking about this celebrity, that celebrity, because that's not what this channel is about. But every once in a while, something happens in the celebrity world that shines a light on what we actually do talk about on this channel. So I definitely want to talk about how Black women celebrate the exploitation of Zaya Wade. And y'all celebrated it. A lot of y'all celebrated it. And it's problematic, not just for the individuals involved, but this celebration that y'all are doing of Dwyane Wade and his marriage with Gabrielle Union, how that's going. We're going to get into why y'all like that so much. And you're overlooking what's happening to Zaya. And y'all championed, y'all celebrated, y'all cheered in the street, and y'all all had, you know, kudos for the type of foolishness that was being played out in front of y'all. And we're going to talk about the deeper part of that as well. But just to sort of catch you guys up on exactly what in the world I'm actually talking about, because I'm not talking about really Zaya. I'm not really talking about that child. As a matter of fact, let me do something really quickly. I had to switch that up real quick. Because I'm really talking about how y'all celebrate all of the dysfunction in our culture. Y'all love it. That's what I'm really talking about. Now, recently, Dwyane Wade and Gabrielle Union are having a petition to where Zaya's identity as a girl can be legally recognized. The name change and all of the legal things attached to that can be changed. Now, mind you, this child is 15 years old. 15 years old. The things that we thought we wanted to do at 15, the stuff that we thought we wanted to be at 15, the things that we thought were so incredibly important and life-changing and all of this other stuff at 15, we would laugh at that stuff now. Like, what in the world was I thinking? What was I really talking about at 15? It don't make no sense. Because you dumb at 15. You dumb. Because you don't know nothing about life. You don't know nothing about the serious repercussions of the things that's going to go on in your life. And the decisions that you make now. Our parents did not allow us to make adult decisions before we could even think about what was going on. But now you have a society that will allow young people to make these extraordinary decisions about their life when we talking about this transitioning and this gender fluidity and all of this other type of stuff. These are the same individuals that are not allowed to work due to child labor laws. These are the same individuals that's not allowed to drive a car, that's not allowed to go get a drink, that's not allowed to enter into the military, that's not allowed to live on their own without supervision. You understand what I'm talking about? They minors, young people, and they minors for a reason. They minors because they are not at the age of majority. They are not at the age where you taught them all the things that they need to know, and you just pray for them and listen, you can come back to me for advice and stuff like that, but you're grown and you're responsible for your own self. These are minors that if something happened to Zaya at school, they calling Dwyane or they calling the husband, which would be Gabrielle. Okay? Now I am going to read out what's actually happening here, just so you guys can get an idea. Let me share my screen real quick. Okay. So Siovaughn Funches-Wade is Zaya's biological mother, okay? And Dwyane Wade's first wife, all right? Now, she's trying to she filed a lawsuit to prevent him from allowing Zaya to change name and gender legally, right? It says Siovaughn Funches-Wade. Let me try to make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Siovaughn Funches-Wade is ready to go to court against her ex, Dwyane Wade, yet again. In November, Funches, who is 41, submitted an objection to a Los Angeles County court on November the 1st, requesting that Zaya Wade waits until the age of majority to change name and gender. There are multiple factors to be considered by the court in determining a request to change the minor child's name and gender. The minor child is 15 and a half years old, wrote Funches in the documents. Siovaughn, who dead names her daughter in the filing, what dead naming, what I found out is when she calls her son by his original name, which I believe is Zaire, if I'm not mistaken, claims to have concerns that Dwyane may be pressuring our child to move forward with the name and gender change in order to capitalize on financial opportunities that he has received from companies. Dwyane, who is 40, responded on Instagram by saying he was very disappointed in his wife's actions. As this battle continues in court, here's what you need to know about D. Wade's ex-wife. And we don't even have to get into, all of everything that she's doing, okay? And who she was and all of this type of stuff. But what I am going to do is flip over to this article. And this is Dwyane's response to Siovaughn trying to block his petition with a lawsuit. And he's saying, since this must be the new way of parenting, I guess I have to address these allegations here, which is a shame. The 40-year-old athlete began on Thursday, November the 3rd, via a lengthy Instagram statement. While I'm on a life-changing trip in our motherland, Africa, I've received a social media post about me forcing our 15-year-old to be someone she's not and do something against her will. These are serious and harmful allegations that have hurt our children. While none of us are surprised by Sivaughnn's attempt to fight Zaya's identity and her unwavering attempt to drag my name through the mud, I'm very disappointed that she continuously finds ways of centering herself and her needs without regard to her children. This report came out while Zaya was in class. This is a kid who has maintained a 4.0 GPA in honors classes while navigating all this unsolicited and harmful attention and debates about gender and sexuality from those who are committed to not listening to her, much less even knowing her. Now that's telling. Okay? Now, let me come back to you real quick. Thank you, Dee. Said case was filed in Los Angeles. That's a wrap. LA will laugh her out of the court. Thank you so much for kicking off the contributions. So I read that to you to give people a overview and the jumping point that we coming from today. Y'all cheer Gabrielle and Dwyane Wade as so-called goals for relationship. And this is why nobody's saying anything about Zaya or Zaire and them sort of maybe forcing this transition on a minor. Before I get to keeping Siovaughn out of the loop, which I suspect that's what's being done, since they have full custody, I suspect that they've kept Siovaughn way out of the loop when it comes to input or asking what she think about such serious matters as a gender transition for Zaire. But before we get to that, you celebrated Gabby and Dwyane Wade as goals. And the reason why y'all celebrated it, thank you so much, Unity said, peace and blessings. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that contribution, Unity. I really, really appreciate it. And thank you for the correction, Undani. It's Zion. Zaire is their other son. So please forgive. Zaya used to be Zion. So Zion is the child that Dwyane Wade had with Siovaughn. Okay? Got full custody of Zion. Don't y'all think it's funny that only Zion is going through this? None of the kids that is between Gabrielle and Dwyane going through nothing. Anyway, the reason why y'all celebrate Gabby and Dwyane Wade is because apparently, from what it looked like from the outside in, looking in, is that Gabrielle is the man of the house. Gabrielle run that marriage. Gabrielle is the one pulling strings and being married to what y'all would consider to be a high value man. She all the stuff that y'all want to be and think you deserve to be in a relationship. She masculine. Okay? Overtly so. She tells the world what the situation and the dynamic is in her house. Dwyane has come out publicly and said she run the show. I tried to get her on my vision. She wouldn't do it. Too masculine. So I'm the one that bent over backwards and I capitulated to her. So now I'm on her time. I'm on her vision. I'm on her purpose. I'm doing what she want done in this relationship. This relationship is going how Gabrielle say it needs to go. And I'm just here. And whatever she say, go with me and these children, that's what go with me and these children. He basically came out and said, I don't really have a say in what happens in this relationship and in this marriage. And all you see is Gabrielle cheese and everywhere. That's why y'all like her. That's why y'all celebrate her. That's why her and Dwyane Wade are goals. Because this is what you want to be. She represent the type of hyena y'all want to be. Thank you, Miss Lou Casey. That's what she represents. Like I said, Gabby is an overtly masculine woman who has the dream life that you think you and other black women deserve. So you love her. You tolerate Dwyane Wade because he appears to be simping after her and he appears to behave like a beta. So he's a good man in hyena language. So you will tolerate D Wade. D Wade is a good man. Because he's bowing down to whatever Gabrielle Union say he's supposed to bow down to. Because he's effeminized too. And this is the other point. Y'all love to celebrate the effeminization of black men, especially black men that you see as masculine. Dwyane Wade is 6 foot whatever. Okay? 200 and some odd pounds. Was a top athlete in the NBA. Should nobody be able to bully him? You understand? Should nobody be able to come and make him do nothing he don't want to do? But you take that one, just like Zaddy butt break. This is what y'all like. Thank you, Steven. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Steven. And thank you, Frederick said Dwyane Wade allowed Gabrielle Union to turn him out. Sorry as a man. That's what it's looking like. And every time they come out and speak about their marriage, they pretty much reiterate that assumption. That she run the show. And black women celebrate that because you love the effeminization of black men. You like when black men are buck broken. You like when masculine black men are brought down a few pegs. You like to see a black woman dominate over a physically imposing or a black man that would be otherwise imposing. You like this little bitty. Gabrielle is little bitty. Okay? But she run that dude. That's what it looked like. That's just my opinion. But it appears as if she run that man. And she run that house. And she run them kids. And she run that relationship. She run it. Thank you, Mogul, saying others support this emasculation. Exactly. The Black women collective, by and large, support the effeminization of Black men, which is why y'all support Zion becoming Zaya. You refuse. Thank you, Theo Johnson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. What you didn't want to see and what you didn't care to see was the exploitation of a child. And this is why you didn't want to see it. Because number one, the collective of Black women support anything that the alphabet/rainbow community stand for and anything that they throw at you. Y'all support that stuff. Anytime they came out with things that was more and more outrageous, the more outrageous it was from a biological standpoint, the more y'all ate it up. And that I will never understand. The more outrageous, there's more than one gender. You know, no, it ain't. Prove it. Prove it. There are only two. And there are a small percentage of human beings that are born both. It's still only two. Because in order to be born both, which they call an intersex person, you know, the old school term used to be hermaphrodite. We don't call them that no more. But if you were among the small percentage of human beings that had both male and female reproductive organs, you are termed as an intersex person. That's still one of both, male or female. It don't make a new gender, it just make you a mixed. You're mixed with the genders, biologically. It's still only two. I'm waiting on somebody to name all these other millions of genders that they got. Because the trick that they played on you, and we talked about this months ago, was that they separated sex from gender. Sex and gender used to be interchangeable when we talked about this biologically. And ever since they decided to separate the concept of gender away from the biology of sex, y'all ate it up. Now they can say anything about gender. Well, it's only two sexes, but it's a lot of different genders. That don't even make no sense. And y'all ate it up. They put it in the schools. They put it all on the cartoons. They put it everywhere. You allowed your children to consume it. You consumed it. Sesame Street used to be a safe haven for little kids. If your little kid couldn't watch nothing else on TV, they could watch Big Bird. You understand me? If they couldn't watch nothing else, if you didn't allow your kids to look at nothing else, Sesame Street used to be a safe haven. They could always watch Big Bird and Snuffleupagus and Oscar the Grouch and all that kind of stuff. You was gonna count, and it was gonna have colors and all that kind of stuff. And you could sit your little baby in front of Sesame Street, not worry about the fact that they gonna see Elmo transition into Elmira and all of that foolishness. That you was gonna get a puppet that you really couldn't. You understand? They wasn't pushing no type of agenda. Cookie Monster was gonna fake eat them cookies, and that was it. He was gonna count everything and all of that. Now you can't even do that. All of the children's books got that foolishness in there, and you buy it and you allow your children to consume this these biological falsehoods. Lies. Just plain out, flat out lies. Thank you, Too Tall said this is demonic witchcraft. Yeah, this is complete demon time. You know, we used to didn't infer nothing with Bert and Ernie. They was just roommates. Now it might have been some subtleties there, but a child wouldn't have picked up on that. We only assumed it because we were grown. And we like, why these two male puppets live together? Why they do that? That's suspicious. See, when we got older, we kind of realized that what's her name on Scooby-Doo? Velma. We kind of understood Velma was a little AC/DC. That's what old folk call it. We kind of figured that. But now they done solidified it. We didn't need it solidified. What's understood don't need to be explained. And for all we understood, Velma was just a square. That's all. Y'all remember that term, AC/DC? I brought an old one back. Velma was just a nerd. That's all Velma was. She was the nerdy girl. That's what she was designed to represent. The nerdy girl. She wasn't a sexy girl like Daphne. She was the nerdy, real smart one. That's why she had the little glasses again. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't supposed to infer nothing else from that. Now they got we solidified what her gender was. You know, nobody need that. Thank you, APB said, don't forget Peppermint Patty. Yeah, now they trying to make it where Peppermint, you know, we just confirming with everybody. Don't nobody care. It's a cartoon. All we knew is we didn't like Peppermint Patty because she was always moving that football away from Charlie Brown. She was a little itch. That's why we didn't like Peppermint Patty. And no, not Peppermint. That was the other little girl with the black hair on Charlie Brown. I'm getting the little characters mixed up, I think. But anyway, it don't even matter. The point is, thank you, D. So I work in competitive sales. The top reps are us men, then other men, lastly, wives. The Gabrielle Union persons file lawsuits are easy in the workplace, causing problems and getting lit. Thank you so much, D. And thank you, Philip said, now Big Bird is a peacock with all the bright colors. Yeah. Thank you so much to the both of you. Thank you so much. Yeah, the one that moved the football was Lucy. Y'all, it's been a million years since I watched these little cartoons now. But thank y'all for correction. But anyway, getting back to what we talking about here. You go for everything. You a gopher. You go for everything that Zaddy put in front of you. And one of the things he put in front of you was the rainbow agenda. He put that in front of you and you supped it up. You ate it up. So when they said that Zion was going to transition into Zaya, nobody batted an eyelash. Y'all thought, oh, Dwyane is being so supportive of his son transitioning, and Gabby is such a good stepmom. Oh, they're so supportive of everything that Zion wants to do. Like, no. Not being a good parent or step parent. The other reason why you refuse to see the exploitation of Zion is because, again, you love Gabrielle Union and what she represents, but you never thought that it was all that interesting that only Zion is doing this. The stepchild. How inviting do you think Gabrielle Union ever has been to Siovaughn? Do you think that Gabrielle has facilitated in any way, shape, or form, or in any meaningful way Siovaugh's interaction or her being included into these very serious matters concerning her son? Trying to transition into her daughter? Wouldn't you think that a biological mom who wants to be involved with the children or the child that she birthed, wouldn't you think that she would have some opinion about what's going on? And unless she was a completely just out of there type of female, you would want her to have, even if her say is not the last say, she gets to have an opinion that's considered. That's all I'm saying. How inviting do you think Gabrielle has been? Just, do you think she's extended that olive branch? Do you think that she's called Siovaughn on the phone before they got that petition and said, we want you in on this discussion because we know that Zion is 15, still a minor, not grown yet in the eyes of the law. And this is a big one. This is a big decision that's going to affect his life, all the rest of his life. He tried to put it off as she's denying Zaya's identity. No, I'm trying to protect my child from making an adult decision as a child and having his stepmother and father do this in the hopes of getting some type of financial windfall from it. We're going to get into that because I got some clips to show you. Thank you, Armanine. So this is punishment for that outside baby and the fact she can't carry one. She been punishing him for that since it happened. But after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey y'all, Donnie Keith here, aka Auntie Peaches from the Aunties Radio Show, also on The Voice of Reason. I'm here to say that ever since my man started taking A game, he's been on top of his A game. What? When I say A game, I mean his A game. He's more focused. He's definitely working out more. His attitude is better. And he's not complaining of all over body aches due to poor blood circulation because A-Game provides great blood circulation, if you know what I mean, ladies. That blood circulation. Sometimes I have to hide the A-Game in the bushes when I'm out walking the dog just because I want some sleep, if you know what I mean, ladies. Stay on top of your A-Game, fellas. Get your A-Game.
That blood circulation. I be cracking up at Donnie with that commercial, okay? Hiding it in the bushes so she could get some sleep. I know the wives of the men who take A-Game, got a special place in the back of the cabinet, in the back of the cupboard where he ain't gonna go because all the bacon stuff is back there. And you had the A-Game. He be like, where my A-Game at? Huh? We definitely want to make certain that our men are always on their A-Game. Always looking out for the overall health and supporting the health of the men in our lives. This is one of the very important jobs of any lioness, is to do her best to ensure that she's supporting her husband, her father, her brother, her son's health. And one of the best ways to support that health and his health journey is through A game, because it is all natural. Okay, this is the number one thing that I love about this product, because it doesn't have all of these artificial, 10-syllable words that you don't know what's going on. You don't know what you taking. You just hope it do whatever it say it do on the bottle, and hope you don't have a side effect from it. Which A game, that is one of the other things that I'm very, very pleased and proud to talk about in terms of A game, is no side effects. So 21 herbs, no artificial ingredients, no side effects, and it lasts 72 hours. So it isn't even something that a busy man would have to worry about doing every single day. All you got to do is make sure that you take one A game every 72 hours, and it definitely lasts that long. So you get all of the health benefits, you get all of the positive effect of A game for that long. And just when you feel it, it's 72 hours again, and it's time to take it again. So the thing that A game really supports is a man's cardiovascular system, his blood flow in his body. And that supports his vitality, his energy, his strength, and his libido. So it's very important and very vital, right, to have something in his arsenal that he doesn't have to worry about. It's completely natural, and it only serves him good, right? So if you want to become part of the A game family, and you are a lioness and you got men in your family that you want to become part of the A game family, all you have to do is click the link at the top of the chat, agameherbal.com. And don't forget your 10% discount using the code Kendra10 so that you can have A game delivered to you ASAP. Y'all. Bam, 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 bam. You gotta hit the like button. Bam, bam. You gotta We got 318 wonderful people who have already hit the like button. Let's see if we can get the other 400 people to hit the like button as well. Okay? Here's the thing. Let's get back to it. I wonder if Siovaughn was silenced. Thank you, Travel Dazzle said they care, they don't care, they care, they don't care. They're caring a whole lot right now about the passport bros all over the place. Thank you so much. They do. A couple of people had some opinions about this. I'm only going to share you know what? I'm going to share both. I'm going to go ahead and share both. As you can see, I'm kind of wrestling with it a little bit. You know what? Let's go for it, because I've got some other things to talk about as well. Before we do this, I'm going to give credit to the content creators. This is not my content, and I just want to give them credit for showing their clips. So here we go with this.
Dwyane Wade has a son who is transitioning to being a girl. His ex-wife is now going to sue him in a petition to say we should not allow this child to transition until they are 18. At 18 years old, they can make the choice. It says Siovaughn Funches-Wade objected to her ex-husband's petition to legally change the 15-year-old's name due to multiple factors outlined in court documents obtained by Page 6. The author, 41, alleges that Wade, 40, is, quote, positioned to profit with various companies through through contacts and marketing opportunities, including, but not limited to, deals with Disney. But his 15-year-old child is the one who's going to bear the brunt of this problem. This is the person who's going to be forced down the pathway of gender confusion, which we know has horrific outcomes, because that 15-year-old, I doubt that money's making it to his bank account. It's going to go to Dwyane Wade and his now wife, Gabrielle Union. Having a vested interest and a vested monetary interest in your child's transitioning is disgusting.
Now let me flip. And I don't usually rock with Funky Dineva and all that type of stuff, but this was his opinion, and there are some profanity words being used here, so if there are sensitive ears, please be aware of it. And I'm going to go ahead and show the clip.
That word notified triggered me, and I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Gabrielle Union, you ain't shit. You ain't shit, because as a woman and as a mother, it should be your job to advocate that Dwyane is as active with that other woman and that child. Y'all, Gabrielle Union, you would lose your shit if Dwyane got with somebody else, got married, got full custody, took that child, and kept you on the outside as a woman and as a mother alone. You so preoccupied with the trans part, but the motherly love part, you just completely abandoned. And I just think you ain't shit for that. That word.
Okay. Let me come back. I wanted to share those because sometimes I need you all to understand exactly where I'm drawing this from, where I'm coming from. Because this is actually bigger than Dwyane and Gabrielle and Zion and Siovaughn. This is bigger than what they've got going on. Okay? Because individually, it's just them. But what's not just them is the concept of what's actually happening. See, what's happening now, I don't know if anybody in the chat room has actually noticed this, but Zaddy is slowly walking back all of that talk about gender and transitioning, about gender dysphoria and how the only way you can treat it is through gender reassignment surgeries. And it doesn't matter how young the person is, no matter if they're minors or not. This is how the medical industry is going to address what they have determined and whatever they say is so-called gender dysphoria. They're about to reassert the biological truth about genders, but they needed to make sure that Black women bought it hook, line, and sinker before they walk it back. Because if you buy into the biological lies that are being told to you and ingrained within you, then what you're going to do is you're going to then adopt it inside of your culture. Is it not part of Black culture now? All of it, all of the alphabet, all of the rainbow community, all facets, specifically the Tea Parties are more celebrated than any other part of the rainbow community in the Black culture, which is ran by Black women. Thank you, Taurus. Say they love LGBT yet want masculine men from the same pool, never questioning the origin of their upbringing. Exactly. But see, it even go beyond the men that they want to be in relationships with. It's the mere fact that this has actually been inculcated into the culture. The effeminization of black men is just a part of it now. Nobody bats an eyelash when a black man show up in 6-inch stilettos. Nobody bats an eyelash at Saucy Santana. 15, 20 years ago, he's not accepted publicly like that. He gotta be in the underground subculture, sub-community. That's where he gotta be at. Where there are others of like mind and is doing the same thing as him. But now it's a part of the culture. Black, to the point where black women are actually getting cues on how to be feminine from Tea Party males that have never spent one day in his life as a woman. And now Zaddy is about to walk all of that back because they're putting it in the news now about how they used to suppress it. Now they're highlighting all of these teens who transitioned in their teenage years and then detransitioned and are angry at their parents and angry at the medical community that allowed them to do that. That allowed them to make these decisions at 12, 13, 14, 15 years old. Now they're about to reassert the biological truth. You still gonna be sitting here digesting them lies, trying to figure out why everybody else is moving in a different direction now. Because once you accept it biologically, you integrate it culturally, and then you support it environmentally. All of these policies and laws, it ain't nothing wrong with, gender conforming bathrooms. I mean, it don't matter who comes, it's just the bathroom. Right. Thank you, Child of Light. Say you read my mind. It's only celebrated when it's male to female, never the inverse. Oh, no. But when they come through talking about they women, like that incident at the spa, he talking about he a woman and came through there with the Johnson swinging. Thought he was a woman. And I thought it didn't matter. I thought the biological truth didn't matter. They mad at, I forgot what county this was, where that popular Tea Party had to spend a couple of nights in jail, and they put him with the men. Thank you, D says side. Do you think Zion's mom just getting attention? I don't think that she's doing this particular thing to get attention. Maybe she's done other things in the past for attention. I don't know. I don't really keep up with them that way. But I don't believe that this particular thing is being done for attention purposes. Yeah, that Nikita. Put him where the men go. Now he mad. I had to be where the men at. Yeah, you had to be where the men are. You are a biological male. See, they tried to do y'all. They tried to do it according to what y'all say y'all was. They put some gender identifying males who identified as female in the female jail, and then female inmates was coming up pregnant. Thought you was a woman. Women don't impregnate nobody. This is all snowballing because black women never protested these biological lies from the beginning. You got on board instead. You adopted the biological lie. You put it in Black culture. Now, the so-called dominant culture is about to get rid of it. You're going to be stuck holding the bag. Thank you, Mr. Mind Over Matter. Said, love feminine women. Thank you so much. After decades and a century or so, a couple of centuries of indoctrinating you with the lost value system, now they're going to go back to the 10 life values. Let me help y'all understand something. This system, this zaddy system, they know what the 10 life values are. Do we know that? Put a 1 in the chat if we know that. If we understand that to be true. Zaddy system, they know what the 10 life values are. They understand them quite well, actually. They understand them more than we and you and I do. You understand what I'm saying? They understand it more than the Black community has ever understood it, especially within recent decades. We used to understand it. They understand it very, very well, which is why they can manipulate it. That's why, because you got to be able to understand something in order to start manipulating it. And you got to understand it. You have to understand how it works in order to manipulate it so that it can work in your favor and against someone else. So this is actually where we get the lost value system, because if you recall, the lost value system is the inverse of the 10 life values, where in the 10 life values, the spiritual value is number 1. And it is informing all the rest of the 9 other values. In the lost value system, it is the exact opposite, where wealth is number 1, and it's not even a circle like it is in the 10 life, like it is represented in the 10 life values. It's an inverted pyramid. And the reason why it's inverted like that is in order to separate the spiritual value from the wealth value. That's key. Thank you, 39 Dina, because the lost value system can't be the lost value system if the wealth value is not completely disjointed and disconnected from a person's spiritual value. We can get into depth with that in another show or video. But just to make sure that we understand the visual, the 10 life values is represented not only as a list, but as a circle where each value is interconnected. And we find that the number 1 value, which is spiritual, is right next to the 10th value, which is wealth. They touch. They are connected. There is no separation between the 2 anchors, the spiritual value and the wealth value. Highly important. What I was trying to do today was not to report celebrity news, but to give us an idea of what happens before it happens to us. See, we can't keep falling for the trap and trying to figure our way out of the trick bag. The key is to not get in the trick bag. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Yes, that's what that means. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. You might as well expend the energy to avoid the trick bag rather than all the energy you're going to have to expend to get out of it. They are rolling back in certain key areas. They're rolling back the lost value system and reasserting the 10 life value system. Black people will be left behind. And the reason Black people will be left behind is because Black women have already ingested the poison of the lost value system and then taught it to generations. And they don't like to be wrong. They also don't like to be corrected. And so when the correction comes, they're going to deny it for another 2 to 3 generations. Until the truth reasserts itself to such an extent that no one can deny it. What do we do about it? What do we do about it? What's the takeaway today? Standing up. The key today is standing up for the truth at every turn and in every instance. To stop cheering on the destruction and the lies just to be accepted at the feet of Zaddy's table because you think he's the winning team. Because that's why you do it. Because ain't no way in the world you actually believe that a man can become a woman and that a woman can become a man. There's no way you actually believe that. You can adopt the aesthetic, but the most that'll ever be done is wearing it like a costume. Because biology never lies. Biology is what it is. You can make up lies about it, but biology doesn't ever lie. Ever. Understand this, that whether you think Zaddy is the winning team or not, you're gonna always lose when you ride with him because he's not here to share power with you. For those of you who are familiar with Lord of the Rings, and it's been out 22 years, y'all to be familiar with it. That was Saruman's problem with Sauron. And that was the thing that Gandalf warned him about. You are going to be destroyed because there is only one who can wield the power of the ring, and he don't share power. He actually never shares it. So you riding with him and turning against all that you know is right to go with him. I hope you don't think you're going to be in no position to get no power. And I really hope you don't think you're going to be able to overturn him. Because you're not. He using you for what you can do to support what he do. And once he's done with you, you'll be gone. You'll be destroyed. And it was true. After he couldn't help no more, I didn't see Sauron come and help Saruman at all. It just got destroyed. And that was it. That's you, black women, helping Zaddy at his beck and call. He don't care. And you always will lose because he don't share no power. White women created feminism because he didn't want to share power with them and they was helping. Do you understand? Whole Daughters of the Confederacy is a prime example of white women getting down, rolling their sleeves up, jumping down in the mud, and helping their men. Help them to secure the lost cause narrative and spread it all across the nation. And white men did what? Said, we did this. This is our stuff. And white women said, wait a minute. hold on now. We helped y'all. Now, we did a lot of work. And he looked at her saying, oh, she said, oh, okay. That's what feminism was about. She was never trying to overtake him. That's what y'all don't understand. She wasn't trying to take over her man. She wanted more power. She wanted a bigger share in everything that he was doing. She wasn't trying to take his place. She never told him she didn't need him. See, y'all didn't hear that narrative come from them. They gave that to you. I ain't never seen no whole bunch of white women gang up and say, we don't need our men. I ain't never heard them say that, ever. I don't care how much of a stomp down feminist she was. She would write all that feminist drivel and get married. You understand? And that man would have the last say in that dang on house. Carolyn Bird, anybody? Wrote all them feminist articles, got married not one time but two. And I bet you anything the men ran that house. And ran her in it. And ran them kids. Y'all bought that foolishness. Oh, we don't need our men. Just because Zaddy gave you a little half a check. Either it was a welfare check or it was a little minimum wage job check and you really thought you was doing something. And that's how they was able to slip that gender stuff on you, because they had already swapped your gender for your man. Oh, you didn't think I could bring that full circle, did you? That's how they was able to do, just bring that gender thing. They slid it right on in because they already put you in your masculine energy. And then they had you to try to force and subject black men into their feminine energy. So a gender swap wasn't nothing for you. They planted that seed with, I don't need no man. They planted that seed with you. Thank you, Cornell Jones. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Cornell. Thank you, sweetheart. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up in a little bit, but I needed to let you know, truth must always be asserted at every stand, at every turn. Black women, it is imperative that we learn and assert and, have it inside of us and teach it to our children the truth about biology. And stop allowing Zaddy to insert the lies into it and then corrupt us with our thinking biologically. Then we can corrupt our own culture, and then we will support corrupting policies that only work to ruin us. That's how they get us to maintain slave status with them. This is why they mad. They always want to be able to control you on a biological level, on a cultural level, and on an environmental level. This is why they angry with Kyrie. This is why they mad with him. How dare he try to have control over any one of them three areas? Because if you have control over it and they don't, guess what they can't do? Guess what they can't do? They can't enslave you. They can't own you. They can't say we make you and we can break you. We build you up and we can tear you down. You know, we brought you here and then we brought you in this world and we can take you out. They can't say that. They won't be able to say that to you. That's why they hold on to it so fiercely. And all these agendas and systems are created to perpetuate that, to perpetuate your misunderstanding and your miseducation about biology, your misunderstanding and your miseducation about culture, your misunderstanding and your miseducation about environment. They'll work day and night to keep you miseducated and unintelligent about it. Keep you ignorant about it. So they can do what they always do. And you be none the wiser. You just go along with it because you don't know how to not go along with it. You don't know what they be talking about. It just sound intelligent, so you follow it. Anyway. I want to thank everybody for their very generous contributions today. They're well appreciated, whether they come through Super Chat, whether they come through PayPal, or whether they come through Cash App. They're very much appreciated, and I want everyone to know that. I appreciate your likes. I appreciate your participation here. I want to thank everyone for their participation in our petition that we have against Black Lives Matter. Let's go ahead and reach our next milestone of 15,000 signatures. Our goal is 100,000 signatures so that we can implement our 6-step initiative in order to support the Black community in a real and practical, tangible way. We cannot wait on this party, this person, that organization to give us tangibles. We have to create the tangibles for ourselves. And this is what the petition against Black Lives Matter organization helps us to do. So you're looking at a visual aid to help understand what this 6-point initiative is. And we've got a wonderful green check by the first point because we have accomplished that, which was the 10,000 signatures that creates a foundational interest group to support the initiative. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a reference video that really explains those steps so that anyone looking to have more information about what we're doing, more than what I give in these moments towards the end of the show, you'll be able to go back and take a look at a full-length video that really details this initiative and really gives everyone an idea of what we really plan to do and how we plan to support our communities. Okay. Thank you. Miss K. Cooper says sign the petition, people. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you again. Frederick said thought girl Gabrielle Union is poison. Exactly. And thank you. How you doing, Roger Report? Thank you so much for the contributions. And last but not least, I want to thank my support team, without which we cannot bring you this vital information. I want to thank everyone in the support team, right? Because we get these wonderful visual aids that are always on point from that same team. They work tirelessly to make sure that we have these wonderful charts and things like that to present so that everyone can get an even clearer understanding about the concepts that we discuss on this show on a daily basis. So I want to really thank them sincerely from the bottom of my heart. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, but I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bye-bye, Crimsonites. Hey guys, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you've got more to say on the topic, leave a comment down below. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor who so graciously supports this channel by clicking the description box and the link for A-Game at agameherbal.com. You can go ahead and get a 10% discount off of your next purchase using the code Kendra10. This has been yet another Crimson Cure production, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.